All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Very excited about this one. I think I got this right away whenever it came out, maybe a couple months ago. And I've been waiting to build this. So this is from Takom. I've never built a Takom kit, although I have bought them. I also got the Tiger, the early production with the Zimmerin on it. So that one will be going up probably sooner than later on the channel as well. But we're going to start with the Sd.Kfz 250-1. This is, I guess, made famous by Rommel, the old Desert Fox there. Use it as like a reconnaissance vehicle, and he wasn't the only one. It was pretty commonly used for that purpose. You know, troop transport, although probably couldn't transport too many troops there, but it was used, at least to my knowledge, more or less throughout the war. Definitely early to mid-war. So something like, it looks like a total of 6,628 vehicles for a variety of tasks. So pretty popular during, the conflict. It was something that was seen in all fronts. And yeah, so pretty excited about it. And we got a figure by Jason, which is great. Whoever Jason is, thank you for providing this wonderful figure. So let's open this up. And I have one, I've obviously already opened it. I have one immediate thought, which is this is the most ridiculous kit I think I've ever seen in my life. And it's just for one reason that we'll look at right away. So we have, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sprues, 11 sprues. And this is the vehicle. That is what I mean by it's the most ridiculous kit I've ever seen. It's a lot of sprues and an absolutely miniature vehicle. This is 1/35 scale. You can see it's still drying a little bit. Gave it a nice wash before I put my hand oils all over it again today. But yeah, it looks great. Now, I have another immediate thought, but I think I know the answer already. So this is I guess you'd call it a bathtub style hull, although it's more like a foot bath. It's pretty shallow. There's some great detail around it, to start off. Little bolts and everything like that. And this kit will have, we'll get torsion bars and things in here. And it will have fully workable suspension. Now, it's interesting. How we'll use that, I'm not really sure. The front wheels don't turn. It's got a fixed suspension, which we can look at in a second, which is definitely, for my purposes, I don't build a ton of dioramas. In fact, I don't really build any at all. Built one, and I'm working on number 2, but that's for another video. So it will be a stagnant vehicle, right? It'll be sitting with the wheels straight. I guess you could fix a rock under one of the back wheels or something like that, but it's definitely an interesting, I guess oversight is probably the best word for it. But anyways, that's the lower hull. Let's take a look at all the different sprues. So we're gonna get 2 of these, and we've got the wheels. So now my first thought initially is there's a lot of pieces in here, and I'm very used to looking at primarily tamiya kits. I've built academy kits, trumpeter, airfix, kind of the whole lot. Again, never tack home, but I'm used to seeing a lot of, I guess, stuff come molded on. So my first thought was like, is this lacking detail? The answer, again, by these 11 sprues, I think is absolutely not. We're just going to put the detail on, right? So that this, at least first impression, and again, I haven't built it. I haven't built one of the kits by Takom, but first impression is that that's where the detail is going to come from. We're going to make the detail, which is nice. But in saying that, the sprues are very, very clean looking, which is nice. There doesn't seem to be any flash or anything. And I mean, if you look at the road wheel, is going to come in several pieces. It's got some really nice detail on it. These Car 98s, if I can get it to focus, also look really nice, and there's some really good detail within. It's small, very small, but it's a small vehicle, so the detail will be small. So the wheels look nice. Next up we have, there's our MG34. Also looks great. And then we have a lot of small parts. Here's that fixed suspension. Again, interesting choice. Doesn't necessarily matter to me, but if you're looking to put this in a diorama, it's something to consider, going in. Now, being used to Tamiya kits, they're probably best known for, lack of flash, lack of, injector pin marks, things like that. Now, this kit seems to have really stepped it up. There are injector pin marks. We won't see the back of that, right? So they're put in very intelligent places. Same here. That I think we will potentially, maybe we won't see that, I don't know. But they do seem to be put in very intelligent places. The sprue gates, they're not as thick as they look when you get up close. And on the small pieces, they're definitely a lot smaller. And I think they're put in pretty intelligent places for pretty minimal cleanup. So I think there's been a lot of good thought that has gone into this kit. And so this is probably maybe the most attractive part of this, outside of just, the vehicle itself, is we get a lot of stowage. So we're going to get these different tarps, or, it's kind of a canvas roof, not a tarp, but we're going to get different options. So we can have it fully closed. You can do the mid, and then you can do, it's almost all the way over, which personally, I like the look of that the most. Problem is there's a lot of nice interior detail, so we'll probably end up going with halfway. But there's some great stowage options here. Not the pickaxe and shovel, that's pretty typical. But the seams and everything in these bags, they look very, very nice. And it seems a lot, seem a lot deeper in these creases than I'm used to, even in some of the new Tamiya kits. So that's awesome. Looks really, really nice. And a couple other pieces, firewall. There's our floor with some great texture on it. We do get a lot of, different radios and, dashboard, things like that. So again, it looks, the sprues look very plain and clean, but I think what's important is there's a lot of small detail parts to add. So there will be a ton of detail going into it. This seat looks great. It almost looks like a nice fancy leather couch for a cigar. And now we have fenders, upper hull, things like that. So this is what I, you know, maybe the first thing I looked at in this kit and kind of said, huh, it seems to be lacking detail, but again, the detail's there. We just need to build it. And where there is detail added, it is very, very good. So again, small kit for 11 sprues or whatever I said it was. Here's our figure, which looks awesome. There is no flash around the hand. There's even a separate point. No, it's his pinky finger. He's being extra fancy there. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of flash at the top of the head and the neck, but we're kind of looking for problems here, right? But the figure looks awesome. I don't know how much of him we'll see, but I definitely plan on getting him painted and put in here. The seats have awesome detail. Or seat backs. Jump seats, I don't know what those are quite yet. More machine guns. Submachine gun, MP40. A lot of smaller parts on that sprue, but again, this is where the detail is going to come from, which is awesome. Minimal flash, maybe around like the shovel, but nothing that we can't work with at all. So that's great. Couple larger pieces, some boxes and bins and things. Nothing too crazy there. We'll save those for last, well, or next, I guess. And this kit does come with an engine, a full engine. So I don't know, I probably won't leave that accessible. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but we have a nice fan. And in the event that we do leave it, you know, the hood or whatever is going to access that open. But this is very difficult to see because it's very small. If you can even hear that, that's pretty crazy detail on that piece. There's a filter of some sort. There's some really nice, very small details in some of these pieces, so that's awesome. I know, you know, Tamiya kind of gets the perfect rating. And I love them. I mean, I wouldn't have built so many of their kits if I didn't love them, but it's definitely, what am I missing here? Here it is. It's definitely something to think about that, you know, Takom's Tiger looks amazing, and this looks amazing. So it is out of China. I guess we'll keep that conversation for another day, but yeah. We do get some photo etch, which I very strongly dislike photo etch, but that also comes from a time when I think I was newer. I didn't have the correct glue. So I get why photo etch is important. We'll get some nice grill covers and things there. This is also a nice part of this kit is that we're going to get right here vision ports. For like the side and the front and everything. So that'll be great. Decals, pretty straightforward. I have heard that Takom, like Tamiya, can have thick decals and stuff, but I looked over these before. Doesn't look like a ton of material around the decal. There's definitely some. I guess the knock is that they can be pretty thick. Now, something I noticed immediately, these will be fun. It'll look great once they're on, but you know, we have all the interior parts and small decals, so I'm not sure that we'll put those on, you know, the ignition and fuel and all of those. We might just dry brush those in. But we'll see. We'll see where we are in the build. It's a great option to have them. But I would just say keep in mind that you don't necessarily have to have them, especially if you put that tarp all the way closed. I don't know how much the interior you'll see, but we plan on doing it halfway, so plan on fully doing up the interior and everything like that. So last piece we will look at, and this should be a nice project, comes with workable tracks. We have to build them. It's really only the two pieces, but if we build them correctly, they should be fully workable. So that's great. You may have heard in other videos, I strongly dislike link and length tracks. It's probably user error. I have built them. I will build them. I wouldn't choose to build them if I had an option like this. So this is great. I do think with workable tracks, on my last, the Panzer IV I'm getting ready to weather right now, I got the T-Rex tracks, which are awesome. Very easy to put together, no glue, anything like that, no cleanup. The downside to them being it's very difficult to paint workable tracks because when they flex, obviously you have an area that needs to be painted. So assuming we'll get a similar, not issue with that, but a similar situation, I guess, to that Panzer IV. But all in all, this looks like an awesome kit. I'm very excited about it. We'll fiddle with getting all that back in the box. It'll probably never go back the same way it came out, but it looks to be a really, really awesome kit, and I'm really excited about this. Like I said before, this is the next build, and it's definitely, I know I've seen it sold out some places online. I know they also have made a specific version that Rommel would have used, which also looks cool. This came out first, and I think it took me 4 seconds to decide to order it. So that was before the Rommel version was released, but I think I like this version anyways. I'll, depending on how great of a kit it is, I might get the Rommel one too, because I do like how the desert color comes out, and you certainly could paint this any which way. The 4 marking options that we get, I guess it only displays 2, but maybe we'll only get 2. But regardless, they're all gray, which I haven't done a gray vehicle in a while, so I'm in for it. But I do like the desert pattern and everything like that. So thank you guys for watching. If this was helpful, you liked it, please like and subscribe. And, looking forward to the build, but really appreciate you guys tuning in. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.